To mark the start of the London Film Festival, here are a few of the capital's most memorable filming locations. Withnail I-35 Glebe Place, Chelsea, was the home of Uncle Monty, the terrifically funny thespian from Withnail I. Withnail and Marwood's Camden Flat is actually 57 Chepstow Place in Bayswater. The accident black spot sign "Throw yourself into the road, darling, you haven't got a chance" is on Carlton Vale in Kilburn. The Mother Black Cap pub is on Tavistock Crescent in Notting Hill, and Withnail is pulled over by the police. Get in the back of the van on Harrow Road in Paddington. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun's mother lives at 37 Abbots Gardens in East Finchley. It's where the zombies get a bit bitey. His ex-girlfriend's flat is in Cunningham House, Highgate. Beyond that, it's all pretty unglamorous. The Duke of Albany, now closed in New Cross, fills in for the Winchester's exterior. Weston Park grocery store in Crouch End stands in for the supermarket where Shaun purchases his hungover flatmate. A Cornetto and Garland Electronics in North Finchley is where he works. At a glance, London's best cinemas. Tomorrow Never Dies, perhaps the least glamorous location in the entire Bond series. Level 4 of the car park at Brent Cross Shopping Centre appears in Tomorrow Never Dies as the Atlantic garage from which Bond escapes in a remote-controlled BMW 750. Other locations in the film include the IBM building in Feltham, who fills in for the Hamburg HQ of media mogul Elliot Carver. The King's Speech. Much isn't what it seems in this film. Halton House in Wendover, Buckinghamshire, and Englefield House in Reading fill in for Buckingham Palace. Sandringham House is actually Cumberland Lodge, and Windsor Ely Cathedral masquerades as Westminster Abbey, and Wembley Stadium is in fact Elland Road, Leeds. Real London locations include Regent's Park, where the King and Lionel argue, Harley Street, Lionel's practice, and the Old Royal Naval College in Greenwich. The Old Royal Naval College Credit DBR and JHRJ Fotoli in Notting Hill. The West London district features heavily, as you'd expect, with the Coronet Cinema, Portobello Road and Westbourne Park Road all appearing on screen. You'll also spot Kenwood House in Hampstead Heath, Nobu Restaurant at the Metropolitan Hotel where Anna and Will go for dinner, the Savoy, the Hempel Hotel for Spoiler Anna and Will's wedding reception, the Ritz, and the UCI Empire Cinema on Leicester Square. Kenwood House Credit Getty Goldeneye. The exterior of the Russian church in Goldeneye is actually Brompton Cemetery. The Victorian graveyard also appears in Johnny English and Jack and Sarah. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. The disastrous poker game takes place at Repton Boys Club in Bethnal Green, 15 Park Street, in Borough, is where the boys hang out. JD's, the bar owned by Sting, is now a Burger Lobster, 40 St. John Street, Smithfield. Winston and his chums live at Stables Market on Chalk Farm Road. Stephen Marcus, aka Nick the Greek, now runs a gangster tour of the East End, starting at the Blind Beggar pub in Whitechapel, a former haunt of the Krays. 20 secret sites in London even locals don't know about. 4 weddings and a funeral. Wedding number 4 Charles and Duckface takes place at St. Bartholomew the Great in Smithfield. Wedding number 2 Bernard and Lydia takes place in the chapel of the Royal Naval College. Carrie recounts her sexual exploits in what is now a Café Rouge in Covent Garden. Charles waffles about David Cassidy on the South Bank. Skyfall. The real HQ of MI6 gets blown up in Skyfall. It also appears in Goldeneye and The World Is Not Enough. The Real Thing. Credit Anne-Marie Palmer. Alamy Summers Town. The film was funded by Eurostar, and therefore features lots of lingering shots at St. Pancras Terminal. Most of the action takes place around Phoenix Court on Purchase Street. Somers Town. The best film funded by a rail operator of all time. Credit copyright Lucian H. Millasson. Lucian Millasson. Along Good Friday, dozens of London landmarks appear, including St. Catherine's Docks, Paddington Station and the Savoy. The Salisbury Pub in Haringey, St. Patrick's Church in Wapping, and St. George in the East and Stepney also feature. A Clockwork Orange. The gang attack the tramp in the subway between Trinity Road and Swandon Way in Wandsworth. Alex Grimm. Home is the concrete pile of Thamesmead South. The flat block marina is in fact the artificial Southmere Lake, near Thamesmead. The tramps take his revenge on Alex on the Chelsea embankment, by Oakley Street. Thamesmead. Look out for Droogs. Credit Getty. An American Werewolf in London. The film's climax takes place at Winchester Walk, near London Bridge Station. David recovers at the former Princess Beatrice Maternity Hospital on Lily Road, Earl's Court. Londoners get chewed up at Tottenham Court Road Station and Piccadilly Circus. Dr. No. Bond's first appearance on the silver screen is at the Le Cercle Casino in Dr. No. The scene was shot at the Les Ambassadors Gaming Club near the Hilton Hotel on Park Lane, which also appears in A Hard Day's Night. Alfie's apartment is at 29 St. Stephen's Gardens on Chepstow Road in Notting Hill. He snaps Ruby alongside the Tower of London. Other locations include St. Mary's Church on Battersea Church Road and York House and Gardens in Twickenham. Bridget, in the film, lives in Borough, above the Globe pub on Bedale Street. She is seen at Borough Market and the Tate Modern restaurant, and later outside the Royal Courts of Justice on the Strand. Daniel lives at Clink Wharf Apartments on Clink Street. They go for a dinner at Momo, near Regent Street, and Cantina del Ponte in Shad Thames. Octopussy, the old War Office building in Whitehall, portrays the MI6 HQ in 3 Bond films. Octopussy, Licensed to Kill and A View to a Kill. The old War Office building, credit Anton Balazh. Children of Men. Admiralty Arch appears as a military checkpoint in this dystopian thriller. Other recognizable locations include Battersea Power Station, Trafalgar Square and the Tate Modern. Trafalgar Square, credit Anders Fotolia. Trainspotting. Runton leaves behind his drug-addicted friends to work in London, renting a flat on Talgarth Road in West Kensington. The boys manage to offload 2 kilos of heroin in Bayswater, and can be seen in the film strutting from Smallbrook Mews to Craven Road. 28 days later, Danny Boyle's post-apocalyptic horror features incredible shots of a deserted London, filmed in the early hours of the morning. Notable locations include Westminster Bridge, Blackwall Tunnel, Canary Wharf, Horse Guards Parade, Isle of Dogs, and Piccadilly Circus. Mission Impossible. Ethan enjoys a well-earned pint at the Anchor Tavern. Other London locations include Liverpool Street Station, where he meets Phelps. V for Vendetta. The abandoned Aldwych Tube Station is used in dozens of films, including Patriot Games, Atonement, V for Vendetta, 28 Weeks Later, The Edge of Love and Sherlock. The Da Vinci Code. Langdon's hunt takes him to Temple Church, the former headquarters of the Knights Templar. Other locations to feature include 207 Gloucester Terrace and Opus Dei Safe House, and Westminster Abbey exteriors. Only. Temple Church, credit Getty. A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles arrive in London at Marylebone Station, though there aren't actually any connections to Liverpool. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Gary Oldman took a swim in the Hampstead Heath bathing ponds in the 2011 adaptation of John le Carré's novel. Other locations to feature included Blythe House, West Kensington, which filled in for MI6 HQ. Hampstead Heath bathing ponds, credit Getty. 44-inch chest Papillion. A restaurant at 96 Draycott Avenue was where Ray Winston and his cronies kidnapped the waiter who had been fooling around with his wife. Run Fat Boy Run. Simon Pegg fled his wedding at 21 Meynell Crescent, setting in motion the events that would culminate in his heroic attempt at the London Marathon.